We're back.
Welcome back
We are
to
back.
the Pushing the Pace podcast with myself, Elias, and Sam. We are back. A long hiatus. There was nothing to talk about. We did talk about stuff, but it's not on the internet. And now we're here to talk about the NBA. 10 questions we have, 5 questions each for each other, and just discussion we have before the NBA season starts up. Sam, how are you feeling, bro?
I am feeling great. This feels like Christmas sports-wise for me. The NBA is back. We are back. Pushing the Pace podcast is back. It's glad for us to do this. Like, obviously, me and you talk most of the time. But in this platform, in this forum, I'm excited. It's going to be a great season. So, I'm
I'm
excited.
very excited. I'm very excited. Definitely want to be much more consistent than last year. Hopefully, weekly pods, and then eventually, who knows, maybe even 2 times a week if we can find the time. And it's just that crazy in the NBA season, but I'm very excited. Only about 9 days away, just a little bit more than a week until this season starts. I'm very excited.
Yes,
So,
sir.
Sam, do you want to start with the first question, or should I?
I think I will start with my first question.
All
Let's
right.
go. So, as we begin 10 questions before the start of the NBA season, my first question is to you, Mr. Elias. You Raptors fan. My first question is a Raptors-led question.
I
What
also
are
have one.
what are realistic expectations for Brandon Ingram and the Raptors this upcoming season? Realistic expectations.
Okay. If we're talking realistic, I had a whole Raptors question as well, which is about mostly another player that needs to be very important for the Raptors. But Ingram, I'm very excited for Brandon Ingram because he's bringing something that we haven't really had since, like, I guess Pascal, but thinking more so to like a Kawhi, which is just a self-creation, the ability to get a bucket, mid-range bucket in any part of the floor, and his ability to, initiate offense like that and give us, baskets when we're having a tough time in the half court, which we have had for the past few years. We are just a team that struggles to initiate good offense. And I think that Brandon Ingram on the floor will just make life easier for everybody else. Him specifically, though, this is where the team gets kind of weird because there are so many mouths to feed. And on other teams and occasions, you can imagine RJ, Scotty, Brandon, even Jakob and I, quickly, like they could all average between 15 to 20 points. But is it really realistic for me to say that all of them will be able to do that? Now, I think Ingram can definitely and should average the most amount of points. But realistically, as a whole unit, I find it hard to imagine. Like, I would hope that there's like 3 Raptors that average 20 points per game. But at that point, that just seems more unrealistic than realistic. And I think he could get to hopefully about 23, 24 points per game this season. I think
For
Scotty will
who?
still be right around for
Ingram?
Brandon Ingram. For Ingram,
I'm
I
thinking higher. I'm thinking
I
higher.
hope it's higher. But that's the thing.
Yeah.
It's like with Quickly and RJ and Scotty and Jakob, all these guys are going to be in the range from about like 16, 17 to about like 22, 23. I find it hard to believe that if all these guys play healthy all year, which wasn't like last year, I think this is a team where the ball is going to be moving around a lot, where there's going to be a lot of cutting, where there's going to be a lot of different players that can try to initiate offense, who can handle the ball a little bit with Quickly and RJ and hopefully Scotty. So I just think that it's going to be hopefully a balanced season where everybody is between the ranges of 17 to 22. But I'm with you. I would love to see about a 25 point per game Brandon Ingram season. That would
I
be
think I
so
think I
much
think
fun.
for Ingram, he's just going to a point of his career where it's like everything needs to just click for him right now. And I just believe this is a great chance for that. And 25, 27 points per game, I think he's very much capable. I rate Ingram a lot more than most do. And I think this is just the time for him to be about that, and take reins of this team. And I think the biggest things for you guys, as I said, realistic expectations for the team. So I'm going to ask you a question. Sorry, my question within my question. Tell me, when I mentioned this team, tell me this if the Raptors have a chance of being ahead of this team on the table. the Eastern Conference. So when I mention a team that you know they can be above, say
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Orlando, the Knicks,
No.
Milwaukee,
Yes.
Indiana,
Yes.
Brooklyn,
Yes.
Chicago,
Yes.
Boston,
Yes.
Detroit.
I think we would be neck and neck with a team like
Atlanta,
Detroit. I don't think so. If Atlanta is the team they are, they should be better.
Charlotte.
Hopefully, definitely.
So we have 6 now. Washington.
Yes.
Okay, 7. Cleveland,
No.
Philly,
I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt this season. I want them to be better, so I'm gonna say no. But I also think it could definitely be a yes very quickly.
okay, Miami.
I think so. I think they can be better than Miami.
Okay. So the sure yes we had from you was 8 teams, which means I don't see any reason why this can be a 7 to 8 seed.
Yeah.
I
No,
don't see any
I
reason.
definitely am like the range of this team is one of the biggest in the NBA for me this season, just because it feels like there is just such unknown with how this whole team will fit together. Just the amount of time that quickly missed last year, the amount of money that we're paying our starting five. We're paying as much money as like a Denver, as like Oklahoma, as like Timberwolves or New York. Like we're paying a lot of money for these 5 starters, and because of that alone, I'm begging and praying that we're on the higher end of the range. But I can really see us be like a 6 seed all the way to like a 10 seed, because there is a lot of uncertainty in the East, and like with Philadelphia, I could see them easily being better than us if Embiid is back to at least 50% of him, or I could see us being much better because they're super injured. There's just a lot of variance, and I need a healthy season.
This should be a high playing team, a high playing team, and yeah, that's literally how I feel about it too much. I think Brandon Ingram is gonna have a great season. I think the Pats have to fit around. I'm hearing a lot of rumblings about Scotty on Twitter. I don't know what that is about. I'm not watching the game. I didn't watch the preseason game the Raptors played, so but we'll see. We'll see. Your question.
I'll give you my question right back with the Raptors. I'll just get it over with. I wrote like a huge thing in my notes by myself, but help me not be worried about Scotty, because I know you said you didn't watch the preseason, but so far it hasn't looked great. He needs to be, I said this on Twitter, he needs to be Giannis instead of KD, because he got to the rim like 2 or 3 times in about 2 preseason games, and he took like 9 mid-range shots. So my question is like, how do you think this team is going to fit together, and what is Scotty's role on this team? Because I have some thoughts, but like, I don't know. I'm just a little bit worried if he's not going to be at the rim as much, because he needs to be there. He is too big to not be punishing smaller defenders and playing almost a small ball 5 at some points.
For Scotty, it's pretty much. I didn't watch the preseason game, as I said. I saw people. I didn't really know exactly what people were complaining about on Twitter about Scotty. But my perception of the Ingram trade the Ingram move to the Raptors was, I felt it was going to stop him having to be KD more than, like, that's not his game. At least not now. And I felt Ingram's move was going to bring the best out of him, because he's like a super jumbo Derek White without the shooting. Like, he's a all-world forward, Swiss Army knife, can rebound, can push the ball, can pass on a good level, and can score. Can score, not a great scorer, but can score pretty much 15 to 18 points a game, right? Yeah. And good rebounder, good passer of the ball, pushing the ball, and a good defender. So I feel all he needs to be is just be this Swiss Army 6'9", Swiss Army knife and all for the Raptors. And I feel that Ingram being there is going to lessen the amount of times we need to see him try to self-create or try to create for others in the half court because he's not that great in it, right? Like that is not what he's great in. And I feel Ingram quickly, like this guy is getting into certain roles, lessens the opportunity for his weaknesses to show. Again, I didn't see the preseason, so I don't know what people are complaining about and what's going on in the preseason. But my belief is once the season comes around, Brandon Ingram's moves makes it easier for Scotty Barnes. That's how I feel the move. Like this makes it easier for him, and yeah, we'll see. We'll see. And I can't tell you not to be worried, but
yeah, I saw some people saying like, hey, maybe we got to have some tough conversations about his if he'll still be on this team in the future. I'm not there yet, but
because
I mean, year 5.
It's 5 years. It's year 5. Like,
yeah, this is hypothetically the best team built with him in mind versus the other teams that he was drafted to that
at this point
he just had to fit in.
At this point, do we think? Like, I personally don't see some massive breakout development growth from him. I think I don't want to say I don't want to say he has hit some ceiling. I don't believe that, but it's more. I just don't see the room for. I think he can be great at the things he's already great at. I just don't see some room of like he's gonna be better than what he is right now and all. And that's how I feel. Like I don't see this big jump from Scotty Barnes. Right? So maybe the expectation has to be like diminished. Like maybe I don't know what expectations.
More like refined for what he does already.
Like better
versus
in what he does and all, right? Contributing to winning and stuff like that. Like those are the kind of things that I expect.
He had his mid-range shot that he really started to take a lot last season, which is like an interesting shot he can go to. He doesn't have that many, but it's just so far in preseason, and it's just preseason, but he has been going to it a lot versus the other type of tendencies and habits I want to see him having, which is getting as close to the rim as possible, getting passes, being a screener for other people, rolling to the rim, and then creating in transition and stuff like that. Like all these skills he has, and I think on an offense, like you're right, with Ingram and with Quickly's potential great three-point shooting, and then RJ just another smart cutter to the basket and stuff like that, I can really see him having a better season. But I can kind of agree with that his ceiling, like how much better he's going to get from this, how many more new skills he's going to get from this point on. You know, we'll see. Yeah. We'll see. But yeah, I kind of agree with that.
Okay, my own question. Are the Rockets fooling themselves in thinking Amen Thompson can be their lead guard?
Yeah, I saw your take with that. Now, obviously, the Fred injury takes this like to another level where I'm sure this season they would have liked to see him have the ball more in his hands and less in Fred's hands. And now it's like it's go time. We gotta see something from him now. And I agree with your take because it is a lot like his biggest weakness that he hasn't shown the greatest improvement in is shooting. And as a lead ball handler, if you don't have your shot, you might as well be Ben Simmons. Now, I'm not saying he'll be Ben Simmons or anything like that, but he's a great defender, and he just struggles shooting like in mid-range, 3-point, everywhere. So, you know, if teams start to defend him like a Ben Simmons, like not really taking him seriously, or not really getting up close to him on the perimeter, it's going to be a lot harder, especially if Şengün down there. Like, teams are going to double team Şengün much more, and it's like, okay, we're not going to worry as much about your shooting. Let's see you take that 3-point shot. And so, I mean, they're definitely in a position where it's kind of like sped up his importance on this team even more because they don't have a Fred that they can rely on in situations, and Fred's game with Şengün was just like, they just had so many, you know, possessions playing the pick and roll with each other, and Fred just knows how to get Şengün the ball. and he's still a great 3-point shooter, even if he takes way too many of them. So Amen's role as a lead ball handler is definitely going to be something I'm looking towards this season because that is pretty much their future. And I mean, KD is obviously going to help as well. But I remember seeing the first bucket of KD in the preseason, and it was two guys guarding his shot at the same time, like a mid-range shot. And I was just like, I wonder if this is going to be something we see a lot this season because their three-point shooting was a big question in the playoffs. And obviously KD helps a lot with that, but losing Fred also hurts that a lot. So I think, yeah, the Amen Thompson experience is going to be something to track this season.
So for me, there's this idea by some parts of the media that, oh, he's going to break out and all. And this is not me saying Amen Thompson can have a great season. It's me just saying this idea he's just going to be a lead guard and just be, like, this is the guard position with the amount of wear and tear, one, mentally, because you're setting up your teammates, you're leading your offense and all, and it's just different. And also, this is not what Amen was. Amen was not a PG coming into the league. Like, this was not the projection of what he was going to be, right? Like, this idea that all of a sudden he can just be a ball handler and control on the offense and set people up and
take guys off the dribble and
yeah,
just
like,
pull up. Like he doesn't have those skills.
I
That's not what
don't.
he's good at.
And where is he going to be attacking? Is he going to be also like? Is he also going to be attacking the rim and all where maybe space is because if they're going to play the super jumbo lineup with Steven Adams, with Şengün and all, like where is this space now? And all of a sudden now your shooting is going to be required. Your shooting he can no longer the cutting and slips and all those things that he used to do from the wing. It's much better when you don't have the ball. Now that you have the ball, you're in front of everyone. Like you're now in front of the defense, and I just don't believe that. Maybe he gets better. Maybe by next 2 seasons we are saying, "Oh, Amen has become this." But I just don't believe in one off season you give this guy the rock, and now he's meant to make stuff shake and just be this point guard and stuff like nah. And a lot of people are going to be like, "Oh, you can give the ball. Şengün can handle it sometimes," and like, no, you still need that point guard, bro. You still need that point guard, and I just don't buy it. I just don't buy it, and all. And this is my Ume Udoka's problem. I don't see why you can't champion Rich Shepherd. I see no reason why you can't champion Rich Shepherd. And we already know it's not. The season hasn't started, but we know he's not going to play Rich Shepherd. I just know he's not going to play Rich Shepherd.
I think they have to. I think they really have to, especially with Fred gone and just
like,
the
would he
lack
get 10
of
minutes? 10 minutes here and there, maybe. But in terms of like,
I think he has to average 15 at least for this team.
Yeah, significant, like making Rich Shepherd a significant part of their rotation. I don't buy it. Ime Udoka is just Ime Udoka, and he's also very stubborn. And the way he treated him last season kind of told me he doesn't.
I suppose, but the Fred injury really puts a whole derailment on that. And he was like the 3rd overall pick, barely plays in his rookie season. Like, his skill is the 3-point shooting. And I totally agree with the Amen thing. I love him way more as a guy who catches the ball and just drives off that versus him having to handle and take guys around a screen and all that. I mean, I think maybe Reed Shepherd might have to take the role more and just be the guy who dribbles more and kind of takes more of a Fred role rather than Amen. And then it's kind of like a 50-50 split with Amen and Reed in terms of point guard skills versus if Fred was there, probably would be more Fred dominant.
Yeah. I just don't see Ime Udoka taking Reed Shepherd seriously, which I think is very sad because I think that guy is a baller and he would improve once he's placed in that role. That he's a point guard. That's a point guard, and he would improve with sitting in that role. But yeah. Next question.
All right. I'm gonna go with New York. My question for you is how is Mike Brown gonna really influence this team? Because the starting five and everything is quite similar. I really love a lot of the bench players and stuff. They got Brogdon and Clarkson and Yabusele and all that. And I obviously they had a great run, and the East is wide open for the taking. Like it's really them and Cleveland at the top. And my question is like the only difference other than the bench people that they made, the significant difference is adding Mike Brown. Do you expect like some major change, or do you just think it's going to be like we're going to have a more balanced rotation, or do you think there would be like a significant change, like will Cat
To
be
their
like
off-
Sabonis
to their
or
offense,
something
right?
like that? Yeah, because I think defensively they'll still have some of the same issues with Cat and Brunson, but like, will Cat be more like Sabonis, or will it just be like Jalen Brunson, Cook? Because last year that was really the issue in the playoffs, is it was Jalen Brunson. Please, for the love of God, save us. Is it
Yeah.
going to be any different this year? And I think it has to be.
That's the question that is very interesting because Mike Brown is a great offensive coach, and obviously we know his style. They want to run. They want to run to the corners. They want to run and gun, fast paced, get the ball. Everyone on the wings, fly out and all. The question is going to be if Brunson. The question lays at the feet of Brunson. What does Jalen Brunson want to do? I think that's going to be the major thing that dictates if this thing is going to work, because Brunson has a particular style, and that style is completely opposite of what Mike Brown wants to play. So the question is Jalen Brunson going to be completely fine with changing his style to suit this team or play in the manner, in the image that Mike Brown wants to play? So in terms of things changing, that's I don't know. I actually don't know. We have to see it. Like, and it's so easy for this to happen in preseason. It's so easy for Mike Brown to talk about it, and you have those videos of the Knicks players in training camp running, moving the ball, and all. But players' tendencies are players' tendencies. So it's for their lead guard, their best player, and everything is going to be: is Jalen Brunson willing to play this style? And is this the style Jalen Brunson wants to play? This style, especially like styles like this, help a lot of role players. It helps a lot of role players. You help bench guys because you're attacking the defense in quicker. Like the defense can be set. Like defenses are not set. You're running on the break, picking the ball from rebound, quick outlets. This helps a lot of role players, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes the
Yeah.
best guys want to cook. They want to do what they want. They want their touches and everything. So it's a question of what Mike Brown wants. Sorry, it's a question of if Jalen Brunson is going to be committed 1,000% in playing this style. So this is kind of thing where we have to see the first 5, 10 games, how it's working. Imagine he's all good with this style and they ain't winning.
Yeah.
And they ain't winning.
Yeah.
Immediately it could just go back to
Yeah. Or
Back to-
things go
back
bad. They have a rough slip. Go back to your worst
Bru-
tendencies or
go
what
back
you
to
know
your
best.
tendencies, right? What you know
Yeah.
best, and that's typically how it goes. So it's a case of it's the first 5 games they most likely will try to play that style, and the first 10 games they'll try. It's a case of how well does it go, right? How does that style sell to the team and sell to your best player? And I think that will be the best way to explain if they would change, if something is going to change in the offense.
Yeah. No, I definitely agree. And for me personally, I feel like coaching is one of the things that I need to get better at in terms of just like understanding. Because obviously you're watching the players on the court and like I want to learn more of how the coaches influence the player versus just seeing like, oh, that's just how the player plays. You know, that's something personally that I'm looking forward to this season, to try and really see the difference of like Mike Brown. Like, will the Knicks really play that much more different? And will he highlight things that they need to work on? And then will they execute those things? Or, you know, will the game plan just kind of fall flat on his face? I'm excited to see.
I am really excited to see. Okay, my question. What should the Mavericks do about Anthony Davis' identity crisis? As a 4 or a 5? And what should they move forward? What should they move forward with? With AD at the 4 or AD at the 5? And if you don't know, for context, I'm sure you saw yesterday's Twitter and the little AD civil war that is brewing, that is probably going to happen this season. Cooper Flag should be a power forward, a four in this league. Well, a certain someone doesn't want to play the five. Doesn't want to play the five, especially, like he just can't play it.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be very. I'm not going to extend this, but it's going to be very interesting what the Mavs move forward with. I think they will start AD
Yeah.
at the four. But my question to you is, as I said, what should the Mavericks do about Anthony Davis' identity crisis as a four or a five?
Yeah. No, I saw a bunch of the stuff on AD yesterday, and I saw the one interview question that Cooper was saying, like, I need to get better at getting the ball to AD in his spots, and it's like, you're the rookie, bro. We gotta help you get the ball where you need it and improve your skills. Like, we don't have to, help AD here. We gotta help you. I still haven't gone through to watch at least the highlights of that game, but I did see a lot of people talking. I saw some of Cooper's stuff, and I was very impressed. But with AD, there's not, like, obviously Nico said, like, about getting Cooper, like, it was fate or whatever, but obviously they wanted to run with AD. And I think AD at the four with your Derek Lively and Daniel Gafford and PJ Washington, like, I think that is a very nasty front court. Just a lot of big bodies, big defensively. But with Kyrie out and getting Cooper, who you say is more of a four than a three, yeah, I don't know. You really shouldn't have much loyalty to AD. Like, I know Nico traded him and he really wanted him, but now it's like, you got somebody else new in town, and, I don't know. I think AD in his best role should be a five, but this conversation has been with him forever.
It's like this.
He's always wanted to be a power forward, but he should be a center.
A 32-year-old, and we're still doing this. Like, we're still doing the whole, should I play a four? Should I play a five? I just think, as you said, there's no loyalty to AD. Like, there were a lot of Lakers fans yesterday saying, "Oh, AD, so sorry we sent you to this ungrateful fan base, blah, blah, blah." Like, pardon me, but like, why the fuck should Mavs fans care about Anthony Davis? And I love AD. This is me speaking as a big AD fan. But why the hell? And again, AD is such an unfortunate situation. He represents a very painful history. He's a representation and reflection of Nico Harrison. So every time anything that goes wrong this season, especially with him, is going to be like, everything is going to be multiplied in terms of how fans are going to be irate at him. Mm-hmm. So there's already a certain irritation brewing, and anything that happens with him playing the four that influences or affects the way we are going to play offensively, because especially offensively, we're going to have trouble because of the spacing. It's Lively on the floor. It's him on the floor. He wants to score in a certain area. PJ, right? PJ isn't still the greatest of three-point shooters. Maybe he turns to that. But for AD to work at the four right now, it means the Mavs have to be great three-point shooter-wise. Like, incredible. Mm-hmm. But we're a bad spacing team. I don't know how that's happening. Cooper's shot looks amazing and everything. But with him, I'm just like, we're going to see how it plays out. But even yesterday, you can see, obviously, it's preseason. I think defensively we're going to be one of the best teams, and we're going to be an incredible defensive team. But teams are going to put a lot of three-pointers on our head because it's bigs. At the end of the day, those are bigs. Like, those are big guys. And can you cover? Can you rotate? Can you rotate hard? Like, these are things that is going to be asked of you and all. So I think the AD thing is going to be interesting because he represents a very terrible time in the Mavs history. And if it influences Cooper's flags game, it's going to, as I said, it's going to be a mini civil war regarding this. And I just wonder what the Mavs do, because
do you think that he could get traded this season?
No, it's not going to happen.
No.
Hell no. Hell
Is
no.
it Nico's ego?
Yes,
Is
they're not trading. AD is not going to leave the Mavs in another 2 seasons. Like I just don't see that history. The question is, are they going to just keep trying him on the 4 because that's where he wants to play and all.
Yeah.
So just interesting, and we're going to see how that plays out.
Yeah, no, definitely. I agree. I'm very excited to watch the Mavs because, like, it's going to be a very interesting team until Kyrie comes back, which is going to be a while. Just like seeing how much Cooper gets the ball, seeing D'Lo with a large
Oh boy,
role on
oh
a
boy,
team, seeing
oh boy.
AD and Lively on the floor at the same time is going to be nasty on both sides, potentially offensively and defensively. One good, one bad. But yeah, I'm very excited. My next question. This is for a team. Preface this. I don't know if we'll talk about this team for the rest of the season. I remember on Twitter yesterday you were saying about the Spurs, like there's 10 teams potentially over them. And I'm like, okay, maybe. All those teams plus the Spurs are going to be above this team, and that's the Sacramento Kings.
Oh boy.
What direction? What are we doing here? What's going on? Keegan Murray just got injured, I think today. I
Today?
think it's like a UCL something. Either way,
It's
he's
his
out for
hand.
like
He'll be
oh,
fine.
his hand. Okay, yeah. But he'll be out for 4 to 6 weeks. So that means a potential starting lineup of Dennis Schroeder, Malik Monk, Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan, and Sabonis. I can't think of a potentially worse defensive lineup in the world than that, because that is just so nasty. I mean, Shooter can
Bro,
defend hard, but do you
man,
see this team doing anything, and when are they going to blow it up?
let me look at the Western Conference again.
Because all those teams you mentioned yesterday that are above the Spurs, them and the Spurs are above the Kings, bro. Because
Okay,
they
so
really,
let's
to
just
me,
say
they
that
cap out.
let's just say the teams that we think are going to be above them. Houston, yes.
Easy.
Clippers, yes.
Yeah.
Golden State, yes.
Yeah.
OKC, yes.
Yeah.
Dallas, yes. Denver, yes. Minnesota, yes. Lakers, yes. So
Mavericks,
now
Spurs.
we have Spurs, New Orleans, Phoenix, Memphis. I
Oh my
think
gosh.
I think
Memphis should be better.
Memphis should be better.
Yeah.
So that's 9.
Did we say Spurs?
Spurs, New Orleans. Do you think Spurs are going to be
Spurs should easily be better.
okay?
I think Spurs are going to be much better
So
than you think that they are this season.
Phoenix and New Orleans. I've not mentioned Utah because we know Utah.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
Phoenix, New Orleans, Portland. I think Portland are going to be better than Sacramento Kings.
Portland could really be better than the Kings, bro. It's
Yes,
crazy.
I am confident in Portland.
Portland could
Phoenix-
definitely be better.
Phoenix, Sacramento, and Utah are my prediction for who is going to be the bottom 3 in the Western Conference this year. So with the Kings, I just don't know what they're doing, bro. I don't know what this is. The fact you even
They
had the
rebuilt
question,
the Bulls in the West, and the Bulls were already mid, and now they're even
you
worse
are-
in the West.
You are absolutely correct. I can put $20 down right now, and leave it on. I'm going to leave it under this mat on my table mat. And the bet is we're never going to talk about the Sacramento Kings because I don't know
Yeah.
what you're doing, bro.
Yeah,
I don't know what
unless
they're
they make some trades and blow it up, because
Bro,
there's no future for this team.
This team is capped. This is what they have. It's just who is even on their bench? Who is on their bench? Let me even see their roster. Okay, you still have. Oh, they need to free my guy Keon Ellis. They need to free my guy Keon Ellis.
Yeah,
Free Keon
potentially
Ellis
the
needs
only
to
positive defender they have.
Keon Ellis needs to be on a serious team, man. The Lakers. You see, these are the kind of people that you need to go get.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. I don't know what to tell you, bro. That question was, I don't know what to say about the Sacramento
Will they
Kings,
blow
man.
it up? Will they blow it up?
No,
I feel like
they won't. They
they
absolutely
won't, but they really should, because
won't.
I mean these guys still have some type of value, but it's like not all together.
I also feel there's too much hate on my guy Zach LaVine's name, man. I genuinely believe Zach LaVine can be part of a winning situation, and this dude has just never had a chance to be part of a winning situation in his NBA career. And I genuinely believe I feel this is what happens in the league where when you've been in a certain situation for so long, the league forgets you. They start to taint you like, oh, is he a winning guy? Is it that? Is it that? And I am like very confident Zach LaVine is a dangerous player to put in any team that is trying to be serious out there. Like,
could he be the second best player on a championship team?
Third.
But with his contract, it's at least second. I don't even remember what his contract is, but I know it's big.
Bro, man.
I think third. Yeah, third is
third.
Likely.
He can be a third player. Second, not really. I don't see that yet. Yeah. But, like, for example, if he was on Denver, he would be the third best player.
Yeah, he would be a crazy version of Cam Johnson, but, like, with a little less defense, but more scoring pop, much bigger scoring potential.
Yes.
But, yeah, the Kings, unless they make a trade or something,
hey man,
I just wanted to make fun of them.
We're not talking about the Kings. This is going to be, like, the fact that they were even mentioned, I could not have predicted that.
Exactly, because I was thinking of a team, and I'm like,
I couldn't have predicted that.
Are we? There's no reason to talk about them because they are not even going to be in the play-in. Like, I don't think they'll even be in the play-in because the West is just too good. It's just too good for them to be in the play-in, and they're just so bad defensively.
You're not going to be in the play-in.
It's just bad.
Yeah. Hell no. Okay, my last question. I was struggling how to phrase this question. So, let me just break it down this way. What would it say about Trae Young if he doesn't have a great and long playoff run this season with the Hawks? And if it doesn't happen, is that the end of Trae Young's tenure in the Atlanta Hawks this season?
I mean, he just released that song with Quavo and 2 Chainz, the Atlanta Hawks song. He's ATL for life, bro.
I've never listened to that.
No, but that's
he didn't get a new contract. So he didn't get a new contract.
That's an interesting question because I don't know. I find that hard to believe that it would happen, though. That's the thing. It's like if it did happen, I could definitely see Atlanta moving on and being like Jalen Johnson, Dyson Daniels, Ricochet. We got our guys. We'll figure out, something. But I really don't see that happening. I think Trae Young, hopefully, is going to have a great year with Jalen Johnson, a second year Ricochet, Porzingis, the 30 games that he plays. Like, they're going to be a very good team, especially, again, in this East. Like, they should easily be a top 4 team.
Did you say the 30 games Porzingis is
30 games of Porzingis, bro. 30 games of Porzingis is going to be amazing.
Man.
But, no, I think, obviously, if they don't make any type of motion in the playoffs, if they don't make it out the first round, if they lose horribly in the second round, like, I could see some drastic changes, but I just don't see that happening. I mean, he made it to the conference finals, albeit in a weird year in 2021.
This is the best.
This team is much better. This team is
the most
much
complete,
better.
This is the most complete, the most talented. Like, he actually has fitting parts. Like, the parts of the team fit.
And defensive parts.
Defensive parts. Like, they fill the hole with what's his name? What's the guy that joined from Minnesota? Nikhil
Alexander-Walker.
I
completely forgot that they had him too. That's a great pickup.
Right, that's a great pickup. So you fill the defensive hole. You have Jalen Johnson. That boy is good. That dude is good.
Yeah.
You have Dyson Daniels, who is Defensive Player of the Year candidate. You have Porzingis. Another guy that's improved is Onyeka Okongwu. He can shoot now.
There you go.
He can shoot. For some reason, he can shoot threes now. And so that's another spacing big. Who is also he's an underrated defender in this league, Onyeka Okongwu. And I'm just like, this is his most complete. Let me look at their roster again. I mentioned the guys on their roster. So you have Nikhil, Dyson Daniels, Mohamed Goyi. This is the German guy, right? Oh no, no, this is not the German guy.
Uh,
Sorry,
I
no,
don't
that's
think
not
so.
the German
No.
guy. You have Luke Kennard. So 3-point shooting off the bench. You have Porzingis. Uh, man, this is the most complete team. So Nikhil, obviously. So this is Nikhil, Dyson. This is going to be their main eight. Jalen Johnson, Luke Kennard, Oyenka Okongo, Porzingis, Ricochet, Trey. That's their eight. That's going to be the eight for
That's
most of
solid.
the season and all.
Yeah.
And I look at the East and everything. Okay, Cleveland will be better.
New
Orlando
York
will
should
be
be better.
Orlando will be better. New York will be better. But I don't
Really?
see
You
any
think
reason.
Orlando can be better? I think
I think
Orlando
Orlando is
and
going to have
Atlanta.
I think Orlando is going to have an incredible. Orlando is going to be a top 4 team in the East this season.
I
Best.
mean,
putting
yeah, but I think
another
Atlanta would be
$20.
top 4 as well.
Put you another $20 on that.
I think it's easily going to be Cavs, Knicks, Magic, and Hawks. I think those teams are the top 4
Oh, you think
in the
you think
East.
Hawks are going to be top 4?
I think Hawks could be top 3.
I think they can
I think Atlanta could easily be like a 50-plus team this season.
And that's what I'm saying, right? I believe I have high expectations for them, and I believe internally the organization should have high expectations on them. So the one guy that his hands are going to be pointed at, if anything goes wrong, it's not going to be Dyson Daniels. It's not going to be Jalen Johnson. It's not going to be Porzingis. It's going to be the one guy that's been in the franchise for a long time. The offensive engine is going to be Trey. So this is a big season for him. I expect him to excel because he's a great talent. He has his weaknesses, like most guys have their weaknesses. But I think they at least a semifinals playoffs run or an Eastern Conference Finals run has to be the target for them. Like I think they can compete against the Cavs. I think they can compete against the Knicks. I think they can compete against Orlando. I think they can compete against these teams and all. And none of those teams have a better playmaker than Trey. Than Trey. Yeah. So I think this is going to be the year where Trey has to end his contract. He has to end that new contract that the Hawks didn't give him. And if he doesn't, and if this team flames out, maybe they're like a playing team, bro, you're getting traded. You're getting traded next season. Yeah.
I really don't think so. I think Atlanta will be great. I'm kind of surprised that you're that high on the Magic. I think Magic will be good, but man,
I think the Magic are going to be my number one team.
I could see the Pistons being better than the Magic.
Hell no. Hell no. The Magic are going to be my number one team outside of teams that I typically just focus on. Outside of the Lakers, obviously Luka, LeBron, outside of the Mavs, the Magic are going to be, I think Desmond Bain signing is going to be one of the best signings of the summer, and I think he's going to be an amazing part of that team, and I think Paolo is going to have a great year. Franz is going to have a great year. Wendell Carter Jr. is really, really good and looking like he's improving again through the preseason. Mm-hmm. Defensively, they're going to be great. Offensively, they've got him. This is Orlando. Watch out. We might be having an Eastern Conference Finals in Orlando. I'm telling you that right now. I'm telling you, Jalen Suggs is going to be back too.
Yeah, that's true. He was a big
Orlando,
part of that team.
Orlando is going to have a great year. I am confident.
I think the Magic. You know what? I'm a little.
$20 for Orlando.
I think the Magic. I'm a bit just more wait and see on because they've just been the same offensive issue and the same offensive type of team for as long as Paulo's been there, which is just a team that struggles incredibly on 3-point shooting, and obviously Desmond Bain is one of the best in the league, and I'm not ready to fully grant that Desmond Bain will fix all their issues, but I am very interested to see how they play.
Is Suggs back?
He should be back. I haven't seen anything about
Jalen Suggs also improved on his 3-point shooting, right? Jalen Suggs improved on his 3-point shooting also. Anthony Black was really good also last season too. Man, my stocks I'm buying all Orlando stocks. Give me all Orlando stocks.
Investing in Disney.
Yes.
My next
Last.
question to
This is your last
you.
one, right?
My last one. I thought I had two more. I only had Knicks, Kings, and Raptors.
Oh shit. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Sorry, my bad. I apologize.
Yeah, I had two more. I mean, my last
Yes.
one's a little bit like
Yes.
whatever. This one is one that I'm very excited about this team and this player because last season I remember one of our very first podcasts we talked a lot about this guy and his sudden development in this part of the game, and I was really high on it in terms of his 3-point shooting. Another Western Conference Finals run for the Timberwolves. But with Oklahoma and Denver reloaded, the Rockets, do you think that Anthony Edward has another level to get to? Because I think that if this team is ever to win a championship, it's going to be in a season where Ant has to be MVP caliber, like real MVP. And I think it's going to have to come with a huge improvement in his playmaking that we saw a little bit in the playoffs. But with Mike Conley being so old, and you got Rob Dillingham, it was a very young point guard still. I'm also very high on Terrence Shannon Jr. I'm just like, a lot of the offense ends up being Ant. Please help us. And I feel like his playmaking is the next thing that he needs to jump. Do you think that he has that in him? And do you think that he can do that, become an MVP like one year?
So do I think Ant has another level to get to in terms of just being a better player? 1000%. He's Ant. Dude is
Yeah.
incredible. Dude works. He's in incredible shape. He works really, really hard, and all. The playmaking thing is going to be a TBD because all we had that he worked on this summer, like that was different, was his post-up game. There were a lot of talks. A lot of talks in the media about him watching a lot of Kobe, MJ tapes, him getting like someone close to MJ to give him advice. So a lot of things that was focused on was on his scoring and being in the post and the fadeaways and all those type of stuff. So will Ants be incredible from that area of the court next season? Pretty much most likely, because it seems he's the kind of dude that when he puts his mind into something, he wants to be incredible. Like, dude wanted to become the best 3-point shooter and take 12 threes and 14 threes last year, and stupid me came here and was like, I hate this. I don't know how this is going to work, blah, blah, blah. And dude led the league in 3-point shooting. So I'm
Yeah,
like,
he
shut
sure
up,
did.
right? But again, I didn't hear anything about the playmaking, right? It doesn't mean he's not working on it, but that was not
Yeah.
what we had he was working on. So I do agree with you. His playmaking is going to be the most important because I don't know why Minnesota are not trying to do something regarding their point guard position. Because, man, Mike Conley, bro, that dude needs to retire, bro. Mike Conley needs to retire, bro. The fact that you guys
Yeah.
are still putting him out there is against. Like, this is father time, bro. He needs to retire. So Ant's playmaking is going to be a very important part of the game. But do I think Ant is? I just don't think that's the player he is. Oh, I can't. To be honest, I can't even say that anymore. Because last time I said that's not the kind of player he is for a 3-point shooting, dude went to go do that, right?
Yeah.
I just
Yeah.
don't think that is Ant's focus. I think he wants to become this all-round scorer in every area of his game and everything. And all the playmaking, we're going to see what it is and all. So it's almost like a TBD of this season because I do agree with you. For them to move forward, for him to be able to have those blockbuster games and really separate himself, that playmaking has to come part of his game. But or else teams are just going to play him the way they're going to play him. A lot of blitzes, a lot of stuff like that. And like in the Lakers West first round game, he made a lot of strides regarding that, moving the ball as quickly and all and stuff like that. So it doesn't mean it's not possible. It's just I do agree with you. It's going to determine how far the Wolves go.
Yeah.
But I just don't think this year is the year they're going any far. Like if they make the conference finals again, I will
Yeah,
be
that's
shocked.
the thing. This
I
is, I mean, the most success they've had ever, pretty much.
Ever.
And it's like, for them to keep like moving along and keeping this type of level, it really starts and ends with Ant and his ability. And I think playmaking is the next step for him. And like if Mike Conley is going to be playing less, they're going to have to be a much faster team, I think, in transition. And I think maybe he'll have more opportunities in there. But yeah, what's your next question?
My next question: are the Lakers any good? It's just very simple. Are the Lakers any good? And any good refers to what their expectations are.
They are some good. I don't think they're very good. I am worried about the LeBron injury and just I was not a fan of the whole ad thing and all that stuff.
Oh
It
my
just doesn't
God.
seem. I made a whole video about it. Wasn't really a fan of that at all. DeAndre Ayton signing, not a fan of at all. I saw some thing on Twitter that it feels like this is more of a transition year for the Lakers as they transition from LeBron to Luka. And while it would be so awesome and so cool to see a real playoff run with Luka and LeBron, like I feel like we've just barely scratched the surface of what that team could really be. The way this team is built, I mean, outside of Luka just being like insane, carrying team type of good, which he can obviously do, and LeBron still being one of the best players in the league, even if he might not be playing as much or as often as he normally does.
Yeah.
I don't want to rely on Ayton. I don't want to rely on Ayton. I'm not a fan of just the stuff around them. Austin Reeves is great. Rui is good. But it's like, this is not a complete team. And they will be some good. They will be hopefully a lot of fun, especially as like the late window. They always play. They're always last game on. Always some shenanigans going on with the Lakers, it feels like. So hopefully there'll be some fun games. But I don't know if they'll be very good. They'll be a little bit good.
I think for the most part, there's a lot of hoping with the roster. It's like a lot of hoping, you know? Like, obviously, I want to be enthusiastic of the team that Luka is on because that's my guy. But he's going to have to massively carry for them to scratch the surface of deep playoff run this season. There's a lot of hoping. Like, I watch 18, and you see the way he scores as a big, and you're like, this dude is so talented. But can I realistically go into a season and go into tough games and playoff games and say I'm relying on DeAndre Ayton? He's not shown me anything in his career for me to even go there.
Yeah.
Do I think Luka can actuate a big? Yes. But 18 is also a different big. He's not a commit full roller big. He's a short roll guy, right? He wants to short rolls. For some reason, he's scared of contact.
He wants a turnaround jumper.
Yeah. Turnaround jumper. Him and Luka might clash on that one because Luka wants you to commit
all the
to
way.
your role.
Get that
all
lob.
The way. Commit to your role, right? You're messing up his own spacing. So we're going to see how that works, like on the court and everything. Marcus Smart. I'm happy about the Marcus Smart signing, but it's been 2 years of Marcus Smart playing consistent games and stuff like that.
Yeah,
so again,
it's really a big question mark with him.
Jake LaRavia, okay, I don't know what he can become and stuff like that. So there's hope in there, right? So you see, these are three signings you made, and I'm just like hope. Like there's no surefire. This player is going to be this, right? Then AR, he has questions to answer in the playoffs. It's playoffs now. It's a couple playoffs now that, bro, I'm sorry, man, he ain't cutting it. I genuinely believe it's not going to happen, but I genuinely believe he should be coming out from the bench.
Yeah,
I think you have to start.
Happen.
I think you're going to I think you have to start Marcus Smart with Luka. I think there's the potential of what that can become is obviously it's a crazy thing to say that bench AR. I don't think it's some easy decision, but I think defensively you need that in your backcourt. Marcus Smart is also a great playmaker. One thing people don't speak about his game is he's a great passer of the ball, like a really, really good passer. So having that again, having someone that is also interchangeable, Rui, I really love Rui, but I've been saying Rui is going to take this next step. Rui is going to take this next step. And ain't that happened. He ain't like he's a good player, but that ain't happened yet. Like that next step, I need him to take. It's not. I've been saying that for like
he's at the ceiling. There's no attic. He's at the ceiling.
I don't think there's anything coming out from there again. So I have to kind of give up on that idea.
Yeah.
LeBron is LeBron, and the only thing I like about him being out is Luka gets to cement. This is just my team, bro. This is my team. Jump on my back. I'm going to do what I'm going to do. I'm going to lead us to wins, lead us to carry, have all this. Like, he cements his role, and I think it helps the figuring out of skills with Ayton, the rolling, the centers, Marcus Smart's plays. Like, LeBron being out of the picture helps because this is going to be your future for a long period of time.
Yeah.
Obviously, not with the same configuration of players, but it's going to be your future for a long period of time. So let's see Luka do it and let him cement, let him feel comfortable in just knowing that this is my team, this is my franchise and all. So are the Lakers any good? Same as you. Like, I think, good, some good. Like, Luka would be good. AR will be good in the regular season. LeBron will be good, but the team, the roster, there's a lot of
They're
hoping.
not great.
There's a lot of hoping. That I don't like. It's a lot of hoping. Like, we need to. Yeah, it's a lot of doubts, and you just don't know. And I just don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, the hoping Lakers. My last question here. This for a team which has been unserious for a long time. And it's like, are they going to be serious? Can they be serious? Can the Charlotte Hornets be serious with LaMelo Ball leading them? Because it's like, when are we going to get over being garbage every year? They won 19 games last year. They have to win 30 games this year. They have to win 30 games this year.
30?
Can they do it? I think so. Well, like,
is the bar so low that we're expecting 30? Can you give me a 500? Can you give me a 500 winning season? Like, just 500, just be 500.
They did it one time. That's the question. Is LaMelo a serious enough player, and is this team serious enough to be any good? They have to be, in my opinion.
I think it's not even a question of. Sorry, I know I'm meant to answer your question, but I don't even think it's a question about the Hornets. It's LaMelo Ball.
Yeah.
Like, I think him and Trey are almost in the same boat in terms of, I think this is it for him. Like, if there's no serious, like, hard-fighting, play-in season for you as the Hornets player, I think they're going to move on. I think they're going to move on. I just don't see him being in the Hornets if they have, especially if, to be honest, I think either way, even if he injures, because he's always gotten injuries.
Yeah.
If he injures, they're just going to like, how much time can we keep doing this? And if he's not injured and he's healthy, we're just going to see, is this, like, can we win with this guy? Like, is there any sort of, like, because typically guys that have all this winning asterisks on them, like if they're a winning player, a lot of them in the league have gotten a lot of wins. But with LaMelo, like, where are the wins? Like, where are the winning of games we've seen?
Yeah.
So I completely agree with you, bro. Like, this is a LaMelo Ball, almost a break season with him and the Hornets. And I just genuinely don't see any reason why they should stick with him. He's a talented player. And maybe you have to improve the roster. But, man, there's Brandon Miller there.
Yeah.
There's
Spencer Dinwiddie. They got Colin Sexton. They got Con Knippel.
Yes, really good player. There was a guy yesterday on the Carl
Kalkbrenner. I'm a big fan of him. My very little experience of March Madness, like the last 2 years, I always end up watching Creighton, the team that he was on, and I always noticed like he's a pretty good center. And I think he won like some Defensive of the Year award in his conference or whatever.
He played well yesterday against the Mavs. So
yeah, he's a good pickup for them.
So for me, it's just a case of like what is this season going to be for them. Like, just give us a 500. Give us like some tough playing. Like, we actually can, like, like
Yeah.
we can be in we can be in important games. We can be in important games. Like, they need that,
Yeah.
and Lamelo Ball needs that. Trey, man, you have a baller. You have ballers, and
Yeah.
all. And the Kanopo kid is really, really good, right?
Yeah.
Great shooter, 6'7", big. Yeah, it's time for them to just have a serious season. Like,
Yeah.
just get
Like
just.
they need to have a season where health
Can
is
you be
not the
can you be
reason that
top?
they are under
When I
20
ask you,
wins.
can you be top 10 in the East? Can you just be top 10 in the East?
Yeah.
Can you
I
be
think
top 10 in the East?
they have to be a serious team, and they have to find out if LaMelo is the guy, because every single year has been injury, and like that's a valid excuse, but we're gonna have to have
At some
like
point,
another
bro,
reason. It has to
is
be
it going
some
to
other
be? Is
reason.
it going to be every year that you just get injured and all? It's like at some point we can't just keep waiting on you every season and all. So Lamelo is a talented player, one of the most entertaining players in the league and all, but this ain't fan jam, bro. This is not some entertaining. Like, you need to start winning games and actually
Yeah.
seeing. Let us see you in games. Let us see you win games. Like, give us a 500 season. Just give us a 500 season, and we'll see. But I think it's a whatever happens this season. If it doesn't go well for the Hornets, you're going to be hearing a lot of noise on his name and trade rumors and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
We're up to an hour. Do you want to quickly mention some of the NBA players we have stocks in? I think we covered a lot of these players that are on
We should
these teams.
let me find my tweet.
I got mine up.
So let's just run through your names and
Yeah.
let me find where's my tweet.
Yeah, I'll go through mine first.
Yeah, go through yours.
My first four, I got Terrence Shannon. I think, like I mentioned with the Timberwolves, like with the decline of Mike Conley and like
Yes.
Rob Dillingham obviously needs a big role. I was very impressed with him in the playoffs. I know it was a few games, but
Yes.
his downhill scoring and all that was very impressive. Yabusele, I think, is a amazing pickup for the Knicks, and I think with Towns and Mitchell Robinson, who always has something going on, I think he's going to be essential in their center rotation. I got Modest Puzelis because if the Bulls are going to have any hope, it's because Modest has to be good in some way, shape, or form. And then I also got Wembanyama, and I just think he's going to be absolutely insane. Whatever you want to say that he can do this season, I think he could do it. You could say he'll get a quadruple double. I believe that. I think so. He could win MVP. Yeah, I think he could do that too. Like, the sky is the absolute limit with Wemby
Yes.
this season. So those are the first four that I got. Do you
my
want
first four-
your next four?
Ingram. I already talked about Ingram. Jan Hansen. We have
I saw that
Sabonis.
move.
Sabonis
That spin
Senior.
move.
Avidas Sabonis on our hands in Portland again. I think Avidas Sabonis plays for Portland too. I believe so. Or Sabonis' dad.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
I think he
Yeah,
played for
Sabon-
Portland.
yeah.
So Jansen, Trey, as I said, Trey is one of my stocks. Desmond Bain. I think he's going to have an incredible season with Orlando, and he's going to be much more appreciated in Orlando. Yeah, your next four.
Yeah, I got John Collins. I think that he has been absolutely forgotten about in Utah, just a desert land in Utah. And him going on the Clippers with a Harden, with a Bradley Beal, with a Chris Paul, beside a Zubac, I think that his skills as a rim finisher and all that stuff, as a cutter, as a lob threat, is going to be so essential for the Clippers this year. I got Malawach. What else do the Suns got going on? He has crazy size and all that. Why not? Lonzo Ball. I think Lonzo Ball as a secondary potential creator and playmaker and transition player and three-point shooter, I think that's a really big pickup. And I know one of your guys that you love so much, you put him twice, Garland. He might miss some time. I think Lonzo's going to be very important to that Cavs team. And then I also got Jared McCain, who had like the 20 games of heaven and then immediately got sent to hell with his injury last season. I'm just very excited to see him play again.
Okay, my next is Osa Thompson. Paul potential all defensive team for Oscar this year. I think this kid is an amazing defender. And I think because of Amen, we don't talk enough about how great this kid is too. And all. And I think he's
Yeah.
going to have a great season. Garland. I think Garland is going to be on my stocks every single year. I think every single year people talk shit about Darius Garland, and I think this is one of the best players in this league, best point guards in the league. And I'm hoping for a healthy season for him. And yeah. Next is Dennis Schroeder, Mr. World Cup champion, Eurobasket champion. I think he's going to be great for the Kings.
Hall of Famer.
Hall of Famer. He's going to be great for the Kings. Next is Quentin Grimes. Quentin Grimes is such a good player that no matter what the Philly wants to do to make sure that he's not important to them, they gave him the qualifying offer, which I thought was disrespectful. He should have gotten more in the market. This is a really, really good player. I find that Quentin Grimes is going to find his way of getting into the rotation and be a significant part of this team this year, even though it's stacked with VJ Edgecombe, with Maxey, with McCain, and all. Obviously, there's probably no room for him, but I think talent rises to the crop, and this is a really, really good player. And yeah, your next four.
No, I
Your
agree.
last
I think
four.
the Philly needs to be. Philly can be really fun if those guys, McCain and Quentin Grimes and VJ Edgecombe, which just seems insane as an athlete.
Yeah.
My next where I got Jalen Johnson, again, another season cut short last year, but on a completely reloaded Hawks roster. I think he's going to be incredible, all-star. Brandon Miller, I want to see a 25-point per game season from Brandon Miller. I think if the Hornets are really going to be a serious team, like I was asking, it's going to have outside of LaMelo, it's right next Brandon Miller. What do you got? I think third year, right? Time to blow up. Time to put yourself in all-star conversations. Then I got Şengün. I think him beside KD, obviously what he did this summer with Turkey, he's just only gotten better. And I think having KD again around him will just make his life a lot easier. And I think he'll just be really great. And then I got Luka. Like you mentioned, he's going to have to carry. I think he's going to carry. I think this is an easy 30-point per game season from him, and I hope so, because he needs to ball out, and I think he will, on a team that desperately needs him to ball out.
Yes, sir. My last four is Jalen Wells. Love this kid. Memphis, incredible defender. Season ended very scary last season, and all with that fall he had. Love his demeanor, temperament. Obviously, his three-point shooting is going to be a big deal, especially for the Memphis, especially for the Grizzlies. And yeah, I'm just looking forward to another better season from him and all. Potential all-defensive player too, and all. Next guy is Luke Cornett. This was one guy that I always probably thought it was like, you know, those players in the NBA that I just feel like they're like what's the word? They just have a spot in the league, right? Like, and you start watching the Celtics, and I was like, this dude is a really, really good player, and I think potentially can be a very big addition to the Spurs and all. Like him, Wemby can play together. He can play without Wemby. Like I think that's a great pickup for the Spurs, and I think he's going to have a really good season. Andrew Nembhard. What can I say about this guy? This guy's a great player, bro. He's not great yet, but he's close to that. And
He's going to be great.
He's going to be great. And I think being without Tyrese for this year is going to give him much freedom to do a lot more. And I think that would be potentially it's going to reap the benefits for the Pacers in future, where he's going to handle the ball more. He's going to have to score more.
For sure. Blessing in disguise type of thing.
Blessing in disguise. That shoulder. You see how he keeps pushing guys? It doesn't matter how big they are. That shoulder, that dude is incredible. Next is Cam Johnson. I think this is a great pickup for the Nuggets. It's a addition by subtraction. Getting Michael Porter Jr. on there. This is a smart player, great three-point shooter, great cutter, great team like someone great to have in your locker room. A player that is not going to play outside of the offense is going to play his own game. He's going to play within the offense. There's not going to be you're not going to see stupid shot clock contested jumpers and all. He's going to fit seamlessly
Yeah.
with the Nuggets. And I think at the end of the season, we're going to be when the Nuggets are going to the finals, we're going to be saying how a great pickup it was to get Cam Johnson for the Nuggets and all. And yeah, and I have a honorable mention because I completely forgot to add him to my list. It's Jay Hoff. Jay Hoff
Yeah.
from the Grizzlies to the Pacers. I think this guy is one of the most. He's also that player that you just see them the first time and you're like, oh, this guy just got a spot in the NBA, but you're like, man, this guy is really, really good. And I think Jay Hoff on the Pacers is going to be really good. That system, what's his name?
Rick Carlisle.
Ricardo's system. Jay Hoff is also very athletic, can shoot a three-pointer. I think that's a really, really good pickup for the Pacers. And no one should sleep on Indiana. I know Tyrese is off, but no one should sleep on Indiana. That team has something in them. And I'm not going to be surprised if people think, oh, they're meant to just not make noise in the East, and they're making noise in the East. So Ricardo is also a sicko, and that's a really, really good coach that would do whatever to win. And also, yeah, those are our stocks for the season, Elias.
Yep. Very exciting. And I think with that, we're going to end the first Pushing the Pace podcast for the 2025-2026 season. Very excited. Hopefully it'll come out a week before this season, and our next one, hopefully we can get out just before the season starts.
Yes.
I don't know what we'll do yet. Maybe we'll do like some hot takes, some final
We'll
full
figure
predictions.
it out.
Yeah.
We'll figure it
but
out.
very exciting, very fun episode.
Yes.
So glad to be back. So glad to be back in that mode. And
Yes, sir.
yeah, thank you guys for watching.
Thanks,
Sam,
guys,
do you
for
have any
watching.
final words?
No, have a great night, guys. It's Thanksgiving in Canada. Thankful for everyone. And I hope everyone has a great Thanksgiving in Canada. And
Yes, sir.
Elias, thanks, Larry. It was great to see you, my guy.
It
And
was great to see you too.
can't wait for an amazing season. Can't wait for an amazing
I'm so
season.
excited. I'm so
sir.
excited. All right. Take care, everybody.
Take care.